Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your day and you've had your vitamin C. I got a new study out on coffee. You're going to love it. I actually posted it yesterday. Mike from Norland, how are you? Good to have you on. Andrea, let's see if Brahim comes up this morning. And Kevin, John, how are you? And Jude from Troy, New York. Janice, Brampton. Eric, how are you, my friend? Francis Marie, good morning to you. Carol, Moncton, New Brunswick. I'm going to say that's Rosalinda there. Annette, bonjour. Doc McEwen from West Tennessee. Nick from our staff. Wendy from Markham. And Sherry from Mississauga. Madeleine, Kippawa, Quebec. And who's that from Halifax? I didn't see it's up in the clouds. Wendy from London. Fran from Orangeville. Rita, good morning. And Cheryl, how are you? Marianne from London. Donna from Newfoundland. Catherine, good morning from Parksville, British Columbia. Lisa Marie. And West Tennessee, who was that? Charlene from British Columbia. Etta, how are you? Marlo from Ottawa. Man, it's going up in that clouds today. And yeah, Wendy said she's in the clouds. Nellie, how are you? Guys, Jeanette from our staff. Hi, Georgie. How are you? And again, I just missed one from Springdale, Newfoundland. Diane, Thunder Bay. Lynn, how are you? Donna from Bell Valley. And Bonnie. Didn't mean to miss you, Bonnie. Sandy. Missed the Sandys. Again, see, it goes up in Little Britain. Who was that? Kristen, Saskatchewan. Elaine, how are you from St. John's, Newfoundland? Bruno and Shirley, Gary and Yvonne from Petawawa. Okay, a couple of more. Chantal Sudbury. Sue, I didn't mean to miss you, Sue. Rhoda, how are you? Dorothy from Excess. Kerry, how are you? Faye, good morning. And Sandra from Aurelia, good morning to you. And Lakefield, who was that? See, it goes up into the clouds. I can't see it, guys. Frida, I didn't mean to miss you. Judy, two more, guys. Etta. I say hello to everyone I missed. Norma, guys, okay. And something came up, I couldn't see it. Deal. Okay, guys, let me bring you to a couple of studies. I posted this one yesterday afternoon because as soon as I read it, I said, oh, my audience want to see this. Okay? Drinking coffee. Okay? Drinking coffee induces autophagy. What? What's autophagy? When your body clears out garbage, when your body takes all the things that have been broken down and detoxifies it. Autophagy, your body, auto is your own body, right? Autoimmune, right? Your body's turning on itself. Autophagy. Your body's cleaning itself out. It's getting rid of debris. When you drink coffee, people think I'm kidding. Okay? We did a live yesterday seminar at in our hometown here in Sudbury, and I love doing lives. If I can meet some of our followers, it's always fun. Okay, it really is. For me, it's a privilege. You guys don't realize it's a privilege for me. Okay, it really is. To be able to speak on different topics. And, yes, last night we talked a lot about metabolic syndrome and, which I'm really keen about, how we can, and I try to motivate people is what I try and do, just to, number one, start with yourself. Start with yourself. Health starts with you. And then, to what extent you can influence other people? Well, a lot of it is by example. Not many people have a format or a forum like I have, where we get to tens of thousands of people every week. Not many people have that. But guys, I don't take that lightly. I really don't. But they think, okay, coming back to this coffee, people think I'm joking sometimes about coffee. Well, I am not. Okay? And I've been consistent about coffee. It's good for you. 40 years ago, when they told you not to drink coffee, I was telling you to drink coffee. Don't listen to the pundits, I said in those days. They're wrong. Coffee is very, very, very good for you. Okay? And studies showing it actually sends you into autophagy. What? Yeah. I'd send patients home on the reset, and what did I tell them to do? Drink coffee. Drink water and drink coffee. Okay, and then I talked to you yesterday about the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology. Actually, there was 2 studies that I want to talk about in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology. One of them was on coffee. It wins again, the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology, a decrease in all cardiac deaths with the drinking of coffee. Hello? Enjoy, right? Enjoy. Okay, now, let me get to it. Well, this is another one I found in the Journal of Endocrinology. It says this, 30 minutes of exercise. Here we go. Vitamin C is coffee, the real vitamin C. Vitamin E, the real one, is exercise. I know there's another one, just like there's another vitamin C. Do I dislike vitamin C? No. Okay. Do I dislike ascorbic acid? No, I don't dislike it. But I'm telling you, it's not near as effective as drinking coffee. That's all I'm saying. Coffee outperforms vitamin C. Now, you need vitamin C. But you don't need much of it. And when you need it, eat steak. You get vitamin C. Have some berries. You get vitamin C. But the real vitamin C is coffee. And the real vitamin E. Vitamin E, by the way, just give you, like I've been around for so long, in the 70s, vitamin E got real, because of its study on heart disease. The other vitamin E, okay, not exercise, but the other vitamin E got lots of ink at the time. I remember that. And did I dislike vitamin E? No, of course not. Of course not. But again, it missed out by one letter in the alphabet. That was me. I always said, no, let's go back to vitamin D. You talk about vitamin C, I talk about vitamin D. You talk about vitamin E, I talk about vitamin D. Okay, that's the way I was. Because I always believed that vitamin D was a far more important vitamin. Not that the other ones are not important. It's just not as important as vitamin D. Now, the real vitamin E is exercise, guys, movement. And the more they study it, the more they realize how good it is for you. Just move. Now, what I wanted to mention last night, I didn't get a chance at the live seminar last night. I really wanted to talk about muscle. Tony Jr. and I have been talking about this for quite a while, but we really think, almost talking about writing a book about it. It's another, like sun, steak, and what? Steel. And it's so good for you. And I was saying to Tony Jr. the other day, it's like we have been given another endocrine organ. What? Another endocrine organ. It's called your muscles. The more we study the new stuff, look, what we knew in, muscles, what do we know? Well, I've always said this about muscles. If you want to avoid osteoporosis, don't worry about your bone as much as you should worry about your muscles. Okay? I've been saying that for a long time. You want to avoid osteoporosis? It ain't calcium so much. Okay? I know you need calcium and you want calcium in your bones. But that's not the key to osteoporosis. The key to osteoporosis is you having muscle. One of the biggest issues in our society today is sarcopenia, a lack of muscle, especially as people get older. They have no muscle. Osteoporosis, falls, broken hips. But what we know about muscle today, I think I'm going to call it a vitamin. Like vitamin S is what? Steak. Could be steel. Okay? But if we use another vitamin that I don't think's got a letter to it, vitamin M, muscle. Because guys, this is one of the best preventions of diabetes is muscle. One of the best preventions of insulin resistance is what? Muscle. It's storing bins. It takes huge pressure off your liver. Huge pressure off your liver. Because if you can store glycogen, stored glucose, glycogen, if you have muscles, it really helps with your insulin and insulin resistance. This is a huge factor. It's a metabolic organ. Move, but get strong. Like not just, look, I like cardio. I do. I like walking. I love walking. I enjoy walking. I do. I walk. But I'll tell you guys, nothing substitutes that getting stronger. And everyone on this planet can get a little bit stronger. Even if you do gripping, get stronger. Now, the biggest bins that you have in your body are your legs. Are your legs. Those are the biggest storage bins that you have. Get your legs strong. It'll help you get out of a chair as you get older. Not just your arms, your legs. It's so, so, so important. Okay, why did I even get on that? Oh, because the Journal of Endocrinology was talking about doing exercise, 30 minutes of it helps to prevent diabetes. Just 30 minutes, a couple of times a week, they're saying. Well, guys, I like it. Go for a walk. Go for a walk. Excellent. After supper, go for a walk. You want to help insulin resistance? Go for a walk. But get strong, guys. I just can't emphasize that enough. And again, like I said, the more they study, the more research that's done, it's becoming an endocrine organ, is the muscles. Here's one. Early life vitamin D deficiency can lead to many autoimmune conditions. New study on vitamin D. Here we go again. Vitamin C is coffee. Vitamin D, the sun. We talked a lot about this last night at the deficiency in vitamin D. Amazing. And people are scared skinny of the sun. What a dupe. We've been so duped by mainstream medicine and media. Like so duped. Unbelievably duped about vitamin D. Here's another one. Early life vitamin D deficiency in kids. Down the road, autoimmune. Yeah, I can see it. Vitamin D is so important, guys. It's sun, steak, and steel, the book, okay? Vitamin D. I failed to mention this last night because I didn't have time, but I talked about the signs or the blood test that you can do for metabolic syndrome. Okay, so we talked about triglycerides, and even the ladies that were on the panel with me talked about the importance of triglycerides. And you know how we look at blood work today and we get it upside down because most physicians are zeroed in on cholesterol and they're looking at numbers the wrong way. They're not looking at triglycerides the way they should. And triglycerides, when they are high, very dangerous. Why? Because it tells you what your insulin is doing. That's why I like looking at triglycerides, fat balls. And if you have insulin and insulin resistance, your triglycerides go up and your HDL cholesterol goes down. These are markers for metabolic syndrome. But here's what I wanted to say last night too. I talked about two things that people don't realize are part of metabolic syndrome, in my opinion. They're not there officially, but in my opinion, they should be. And that is uric acid. And as I was mentioning again last night, talking about uric acid, look, people think of uric acid strictly as gout. I'm not even talking about gout. I'm just talking about measuring uric acid. Because if a lot of people have high uric acid, they don't know it, number one. And number two, they associate it only with gout. I don't have gout. How could I have higher uric acid? Well, sure you can. Because, you see, uric acid is two things. One, it's part of it's part of your Krebs cycle. Everybody makes uric acid. And one of the biggest factors in uric acid is fructose. And we live in a world that fructose has gone crazy. Now, I'm not talking about if you have an orange, okay? God wanted you to eat an orange, not to drink it. And when you drink cranberry juice, and people, I like cranberry juice, don't drink it. You like cranberries? Eat cranberries. You like apples? Eat an apple. By the way, it's not an apple a day will keep the doctor away. A steak a day will keep a doctor away. Okay? No, but uric acid is a byproduct of fructose metabolism, and that will tell you so much about metabolic syndrome because it affects the liver, it affects the kidneys. I think it should be a marker for metabolic syndrome. I like looking at uric acid levels when I look at blood work. And the other one is vitamin D. People that have insulin resistance almost invariably will have low levels of vitamin D. And they don't even check it. They don't care to check it. It costs money most of the time to get your vitamin D levels checked. And it gives me a headache, a migraine, guys. That should be part routine of every physician. Every time you see a doctor, they should go, let's check your vitamin D. The research is so overwhelming. It should be a biomarker that every physician looks at at least twice a year, in my opinion. Someone that has cancer, my word, would you look at their vitamin D levels? Anyway, early life deficiency of vitamin D is linked to autoimmune disease later on in life. Not surprising to me at all. It's not surprising. Sun, steak, and steel. Eggs, meat, and cheese. Hi. Do we have time for one more? Yes, we do. This one is on prostate cancer. Are we winning the war on prostate cancer? Men? Are we winning the war? When 1 out of 20 men in the 1970s would get prostate cancer at the age of 50, today it's 1 out of 4. Holy moly. Holy smokes. Whatever else you want to say. Guys, you know what malpractice is? Is when we talk about cancer and we don't acknowledge that we haven't even made a dent in cancer rates. I am so passionate about cancer and how we've missed the boat. It's unbelievable. You know, in politics, I mean, it doesn't matter what side of the issues you are, you're going to get opinions and this and that and one side and the other. But when it comes to health, can we at least agree on a few things? But no. Early detection. How about prevention? How about admitting? If 1 out of 4 men get prostate cancer, how about admitting maybe we're not winning the war on cancer? Breast cancer, ladies, worse than ever. We're looking for love in all the wrong places. But here we are. Here's a study. Here's one that I flagged. Prostate cancer and vitamin K2. And it says, okay, vitamin K2 decreases a man's risk of getting prostate cancer very significantly. Now, guys, at least once a week I mention this, probably more than that. How do I want you to take your vitamin K2? 2 ways. Eat vitamin K2. God gave it to us in nature. When you eat an egg, you get vitamin K2. When you eat meat, you get vitamin K2. When you eat cheese, you get vitamin K2. Vitamin K2 is not found in the plant kingdom. Vitamin K1 is found in the plant kingdom. Is vitamin K1 bad? No. No. But vitamin K2 you can eat. The best way to get it is eat it. Now, we take vitamin K2 and put it in with our vitamin D. That's another way to get K2. Okay? That's another way to get it. And vitamin K2 is important with vitamin D. And this is why, guys, think about this, okay? I want you to think about the Inuit for a minute. Okay? I want you to think about the North Pole. I want you to think about the Arctic. Okay? Now, do they get vitamin D from the sun up there? Not much. Not much. Okay? But they never had deficiency of vitamin D. There's no deficiency up there. Why? You can eat vitamin D, by the way. And when you eat it, okay? When you eat vitamin D, fat. See, the Inuit, the indigenous people, they had their vitamin D, not from the sun, from food. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. So is vitamin K2, but they're found together in nature. When you eat blubber, when you eat organ meat, when you have a steak, when you have cheese. Why do you think I love those things so much? Do you guys think I just say that? Eggs, meat, and cheese? I don't just say it for fun. Because it's good for you. You can eat your K2. And in nature, you find vitamin D in food. And by the way, I've talked about this a lot. If you are relying on your vitamin D levels, apart from the sun, you got to eat blubber and seal oil and, eat the organs of, because that's what the Inuit do. All that blubber and they don't get heart disease. As early as the 1920s, explorers actually wrote all about that. And all that science was buried because it didn't fit the narrative of guys like Dr. Kellogg's, who wanted people to eat cereal, not to eat eggs, not to eat bacon, and not to eat that kind of stuff. He didn't want that, and he was so powerful. Every dietitian, he started the dietitian profession. And they've been serial crazy, not serial killers ever since. With a C, not an S. Kellogg's can't have animal food. Eat my cereal. Kellogg's Special K. And people still today, they buy that nonsense. They buy it because they don't know any better. And the narrative has not changed, unfortunately, in the mainstream media and medicine. Prostate cancer significantly reduced with vitamin K2. It's found in eggs, meat, and cheese, guys. It's found there. Eat it. Eat it. And if someone tells you not to eat from the animal kingdom, run, Forrest, run. It's a religion. It's not science. Run. Okay. Okay, I was having too much fun this morning. Okay, guys, we love you so much. We do. Send in your questions for Friday, question and answer Friday, info@martinclinic.com. Tell your friends about the Doctor Is In podcast. They can download it on their smart device. I don't know how smart the device is, but that's what they tell me to say. Okay? You can download it on your favorite place where you download podcasts. Okay? Do you listen to podcasts? I do. I didn't even know what podcasting was. But guys, we're near 5 million downloads now of the Doctor Is In podcast. So tell your friends about that. And of course, you can invite people to come on with us live. We love that. 8:30 a.m. Monday to Friday, Eastern time. Okay? And you folks out west, I'm always admire you guys. You're up bright and early. And we appreciate you tuning in with us. Okay? Guys, we love you dearly. Talk to you soon.